Hi everybody, Melissa here, and today's practice is called Migraine Management. And so this is for any of you who notice that you may kind of chronically run into migraines in the luteal phase of your cycle. And so migraines are super frustrating. They can be extremely debilitating, but there are some things that we can do to manage them, especially if we notice that they're kind of coming on a little bit more slowly. If we can try to mitigate their harshness, that is a win. And so this practice is about 20 minutes long, and you'll want to start with just some blankets and a pillow. So we're gonna just need some space to elevate our hips and sit comfortably. And now I would strongly encourage you before you sit down for your practice to dim the lights, remove any articles of clothing or jewelry or accessories like your glasses, your hair, whatever you need to do to get as comfortable as possible. We're going to begin this practice seated, so I would also recommend that you potentially sit against the wall. Don't be afraid to give yourself as much support as you need here. In fact, I would be sitting against the wall, other than the fact that it is much easier to film from this space. So get against a wall if you don't want to hold your body up. You are also welcome to lie down. We will be laying down in the second half of this practice. But if you feel okay enough to begin seated, please make that a very comfortable way to sit. And so in doing so, I have a blanket underneath my ankles to help cushion the outer ankles when I have my legs crossed. You can put one in front of the other if that feels good. And then also feel free to take support underneath your knees to help lift. And then a support underneath your hips, bringing your pelvis up a little bit higher will be nice. Ideally, we want our hips a little bit higher than our knees. And so take the time that you need to get adjusted. Let your hair down, take your glasses off, have a sip of your water. And we're gonna go ahead and get started with just some breathing practices here. So as comfortable as you can get, lifting up through the crown of your head, thinking about balancing your shoulders over your hips and allowing your shoulders to roll back and down away from your ears so that your heart is nice and open here. And so I would invite you now to either close your eyes entirely or just cast your gaze down towards the floor. A lot of times we can start to get some light sensitivity with the onset of a migraine. We also, of course, can sometimes have ocular migraines. So decide for yourself what feels best in terms of your eye position. As you first close your eyes or allow your gaze to soften towards the floor, we'll practice our kaki breathing. This is our beak breath, or kaki is also translated as crow. And so this is a nice cooling breath. This is going to just help us to lower our internal temperature a little bit. And so we'll begin by pursing the lips slightly, imagining as though we were sipping our breath through an O shape, allowing the breath to come in as though we were pulling it in through a straw. Excuse me, so forming a gentle O with your lips. Go ahead and breathe in. And then decide for yourself, you can simply breathe out through your lips or seal your lips and breathe out through your nose. Form your straw shape with your lips again, maybe making a little bit of a beak with your lips for our beak breath. Inhale again, nice and slow and cool. And exhale of your choosing. Let's do that 8 more times for a total of 10 rounds, finding your beak shape. Inhaling slow, cool air. Exhale of your choice. Inhale again through your beak. If your breath is growing more comfortable, seal your lips, exhale through your nose. Keep going. Inhale slowly through the nose, through the lips in your beak breath. Exhale slowly through the nose. Five more rounds just like that. In through the lips. Out through the nose. Last two rounds. Completing our 10 rounds of cocky breath. We'll now take our right hand and we'll use any finger that we like, maybe the index finger, maybe even your thumb, whatever feels appropriate for you. We're going to simply close our right nostril and then draw the breath in through the left nostril. Breathe out again through the left nostril. We'll continue with our moon breathing for 9 more rounds. Inhale with just the left nostril. Exhale just through the left nostril. Relax your mouth, relax your tongue. Breathe in through the left nostril. Halfway there, we've got 5 more rounds. Last 2 rounds. Relax both hands back down to the tops of your thighs and take a few slow, easy rounds of breath in and out through your nose or your mouth, just noticing how the breath feels, observing any new changes that may have occurred in your body, in your temperature, in your heart rate. When you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And we're just going to switch our cross. So we'll bring our opposite foot in front now, however we're sitting. We've been still for a moment here, so if you kind of need to get any wiggles or jiggles out, go ahead and do so. And now for our next little bit, let's make some space in our neck and a little bit more openness through the face to help release any tension we may have in our head. And so placing your hands on top of your thighs, sit up nice and tall, lift through the sternum. And then with your next exhale, let's drop our chin towards our chest, keeping the back of the neck as long as you can, keeping the chest lifted towards the chin. Taking a few slow, deep breaths into the back of your neck. Your eyes can be closed here. Take another big breath in. And then with your exhale, slowly roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Keep your collarbones squared, opening your chest slightly as the shoulder blades draw towards one another. And allow the right side of your neck to open and expand with each inhaling breath. Take another big breath in. And then with your next exhale, slowly roll your chin back towards center, breathing in again. Exhale, roll your right ear towards your right shoulder, moving really slow here, taking your time, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down. Breathing into the left side of your neck, finding expansion there. Allowing the collarbones to fall towards the hips with each exhale. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly roll your chin all the way back down towards center. Take a couple more breaths into the back of your neck, feeling the back of your skull lift away from your collarbone. With your next inhale, slowly lift your chin back, parallel to the floor, opening the front of the throat once more. And now we're going to take our hands and hold them out in front of us with our fingers spread wide and our thumbs pointing towards one another. And now we're going to do this very gently, taking our hands so that our thumbs are on either side of our jaw, and we're going to bring our index fingers so that it's almost on either side of our skull, supporting just the base of the skull above the cervical spine, with the thumbs just slightly underneath the jaw here, moving them towards the back of the jaw slightly, so you don't need to be way out on your chin, but in a nice supportive area. Use your other fingers to gently wrap around the back of your skull, keeping your palms cupped away from your ears. And now as you inhale, just gently lift your hands up. Just a tiny bit, adding just a little gentle pressure here, thinking about holding your own head in your hands, creating a little bit more space for the cervical spine, and allowing the breath to expand up into the back of the neck, up into the back of your skull, trying to relieve any pressure or tension. Take just a breath or two more. And now with your next exhale, slowly release your hands. Feel the difference as your head, the weight of your head settles back onto your spine. Taking your hands back down to the tops of your thighs, sit up nice and tall once more, breathing in. And then as you exhale, we're going to turn slowly to look over our left shoulder, stretching out the side of our neck here, adding a little twist to the cervical spine, stretching out our sternocleidomastoid. Noticing how we can feel the stretch even from behind our ear here, all the way down to the collarbone. You can close your eyes, taking a couple breaths into the twist. With your next inhale, slowly rotate your head back to center. And then we'll exhale and slowly rotate to look over the right shoulder, moving really slow, very intentionally. Noticing if there is maybe a difference from one side to the other, spending a little bit more time breathing into one side if it needs a little more love. Use each inhaling breath to sit a little taller through the crown of the head, and allow each exhaling breath to maybe turn you a little bit deeper into the twist. One more big breath in. Exhale and slowly turn your head back to center, taking all the time you need. And now for our last position here, we're going to come to lie down on the floor. Before we do that, I would ask that you take a moment here to drink a full glass of water, or as much water as you can comfortably drink. So go ahead and grab your water. Cheers. And go ahead and give yourself a good long gulp. Okay, so as you're ready, put your water off to the side. We'll also need our hand towel here, and so any towel will do, a scarf will do, even just a t-shirt laying nearby will work. We just want a little bit of coverage for our eyes for our next position. And so go ahead and move your blanket and your pillows out from underneath you. We're going to take our blanket here and make it into a nice spinal support. So open it up, and we want each frayed side of the blanket to come together. And then from here, we'll take one side of it so that the frayed edge is facing all in one direction. And we're going to create a little accordion. And so we want to stack, or take the blanket and take just a piece of it to the ground, and then slowly build the blanket back on itself, kind of stepping it upwards so that it creates a nice little platform for us. And then take your pillow that you are laying on and put it, sitting on, or another blanket, whatever you may have, and take it to the back of your mat. And so our spine is going to rest on the blanket. Our neck will have a little extra support with our pillow, and we'll have our covering for our eyes. And so as you feel ready, go ahead and sit slightly in front of your blanket, lowering down. Let your spine rest along the edges or right over the top of your blanket. Your bottom can stay firmly on the floor here. And then complete your practice by covering your eyes, adding a little bit of weight with your hand towel. You can also use your hand towel to wrap it around the ears some if you're experiencing any sound sensitivity. And then as you feel comfortable, open your arms up beside you. You can straighten your legs. You can keep your knees bent and rest them together. You can take your knees wide and support underneath your legs. Whatever feels most appropriate for you here, go ahead and rest for as long as you have. Breathing slowly and smoothly, allowing your body to open up and restore your vitality, releasing any discomfort from this migraine. I invite you to stay here for as long as you comfortably can. When you are ready to exit, you can slowly remove your iPad, roll to the side of your choice, and come up. Stay here though, revel in this moment to rest and to release any discomfort, and I will check in with you next time. Hopefully you'll be feeling loads better. As always, it has been my honor to guide you. I hope sincerely that this practice serves you. We can honor one another with Namaste.